So I have opened my personal developer instance, and as you might be like saying from San Diego onwards, like service now changed this particular UI to next experience by default. Okay, so for all of the users in this instance, if you don't want this particular next experience UI, if you want to go back to what it is like UI 16 was there, right? So if you want that, then what you have to do, the system properties, glide UI Polaris experience. So this system property, if you make it false, then it will be going back to the old UI. Okay. So how to open a system property is you have to type sys underscore properties dot list. Okay, and search for Glide UI Polaris experience, then you will get it. So you have to type sys underscore properties dot list. So generally, this all the system properties in the system will be here. Once you type it, you have to search for Glide UI Polaris experience. Okay. So as of now, I have made it false, and let me refresh it. So now you can see the normal navigation bar, and this list are so like this, right? Okay, so if you open any lists or something, so it is like old one. Okay, how it used to be before San Diego. Okay, so if you want to move to next experience, then you'll use this. Okay. So the changes which are being will be changed if you the transition from UI 16 to next experience is the lists, how it looks and how we search. That is one, and the home page and the dashboards. These three things are mainly changed by moving into next experience. Okay. So I have made it this true, and if I refresh it, now I'll be seeing the next experience UI, the banner and the search, all those. Okay. And this list also, like it is the list of UI 16. If you refresh it, you'll be seeing bit differently, like this blue color, and like some few of them are like in the blue color and all. Okay, that is the bit of a change which we got. Okay, and coming to tables. Okay, so inside Servicenow, like if you open any form or a list, so everything is a table. Okay, any data which we need to store inside, like anyway, that should be a table. Okay, so we can see how to create a table, and then we can see what are the types, fields, and all those. Okay, so if you type tables under system definition, you have tables. Okay, so here click on new, you can create a new table. Okay. So there is a field called application. So as of now, I have not created any application and I'm not working in any application. So as of now, it's a global scope. Okay. By default in ServiceNow, it will be global scope. But if your project has any need, then we can create things in scoped application only. Okay. The difference between scoped application and normal global scope is the global scope is the out of the box ITSM applications like incident, problem, change, request management. All those are given by default in the global scope. Okay. But if your company has separate requirement, which doesn't need incident, problem, change, all those, then you can create a custom scope application and then work on that. Okay. As of now, I'll be working on the global application itself. Okay. While table creation, the naming will be bit different in global applications and normal application. For example, let's say demo table. Okay. So the name which automatically came is u underscore demo table. In global application, whenever you create any table, if it is not out of the box and it's created by any user, then it will be automatically prefixed by u underscore. Okay. If it is u underscore means it is they have created custom scoped table, like custom table. Okay. So their own table they have created u underscore, like if you see in any table in the prefix. Okay. And we have something called extend table. Okay. So this option when we can use is like, for example, we have task table. Okay. So in this task, we can see like as of now you are saying changes. Okay. You can see incidents and problems. So in ServiceNow, task is the base table, means most of the like out of the box tables are extended from this particular table. Okay, let's see what are the fields are there in that particular table. Okay, if you go to the table, so this is the task table, which is out of the box table. Okay, that's why the prefix is not like u underscore task like that. Okay. So here we have few columns like active to, assign to, service, additional comments. And, we have total 70 columns. Okay. Correlation ID, parent, allows. Okay. So, so generally in incident, problem, change, they need most of these particular fields. Okay. They need assign to field, they need assignment group. For example, if you open any incident record, I'll show you. Yeah. For example, this is incident record. Here you can see number field, okay, service field, okay, impact, urgency, assign to, assignment group, short description, description. Okay, so these most of these are coming from task. Okay, so that's why what we do, instead of creating all the fields once again, we'll be just extending from this particular table so that we can use all of these particular fields in our table. Okay, so we can use all of these particular fields in our table. Okay, so that's why incident, problem, change, these are extended from task table. Okay, we should try to extend from task as much as possible. If it is not, then we can create custom tables. Okay, so like if you want, we can extend. As of now, I'll not extend it. Okay, so there is a checkbox here which you can see, create module and create mobile module. So if you uncheck it, we are like few of the fields are not visible, right? So this particular create module is what it will do. It will be creating a module in this particular filter navigation. Okay. So if you check it, it will be creating the menu with, okay. So with the some module name. If it is create new, right? We have options like create mobile menu means for mobile it will create a menu, and add module to menu. Okay, so we have modules and menus differently. Okay, so if you see, self-service is a module, like let me open it. Okay, so this is the application module. Okay, and this is menu in this. Okay, so if you check this, what it will happen, it will create a new entry in application menu. Let me show it. So we have application menus. Okay, for example, here we have the self service. Okay, let me check for self service here. Okay, self hyphen it is. Okay. So this is for mobile self-service and this is for ITL self-service, maybe. So let me open the self-service. So in this particular self-service, if I load related list, there are some modules, right? So like for example, create incident, visual task, tickets, incidents, all these. Okay. So we can see all these in self-service. For example, let me check one. Incidents is there, right? So here also there will be incidents. So if you check it, it will automatically create new entry in this particular table. If you want to modify anything after creating, you can do it here. Okay. So we call this main category is there, right? That we call it as application menu, and which are all the below it we can categorize, right? So all these we call it as modules. Okay, so whenever you are creating a table, if you want it to be created a new module, you can check that. If you don't want, you can't. It's better not to check. Okay. Anyway, later by creating a new entry in this particular table application menu, you can create. So as of now, I'll not check it. I'll create it from scratch. Okay. So and we can add columns later. Let's just give the table name, and we have some controls, columns controls and application access. So inside columns, what are all the columns you want, so that we can define later as well. Just I am trying to create a table now. Okay, and we have some controls which is extensible or not. So if you check it, what it will do is, so for example, it is kind of a demo table now, right? So if I check extensible, so after creating this table, if you want to extend this table from any other table, so to in order to allow that, it should be extensible. That means I want, like, task is there. I'm able to extend the task from here. Why? Because it's extensible. Is everyone getting? Extensible means making the like giving the privilege to it in order to extend it. Like in order to make use of these all these columns which we have created, so that others can extend it. Okay. And live feed is something like, for example, for incidents, problems and change, there will be live feed, means what are all the changes, updations happens. So all those will be like coming as a chat. So that particular option, do you need or not? Generally we don't check it, you can check. And one more is very very important, which is auto number. Like for example, incident is there, INC0001. So how it is coming, like if you check on it, it will be creating automatically a field with number. And here we can give what is the prefix you want. As we have selected demo table, it's automatically giving the 3 letters. Okay, but you can change it here, demo table. Okay, this is all just for the initial configuration. Later you have, if you have to change, then you have to change somewhere else. Okay, that also I'll tell you. Okay, but prefix, whatever the prefix you want, you can give here. And the starting number. Okay, det, how like which is the starting number you want, starting from 1000 or starting from 100 or starting from 0. Okay, and how many number of digits. Like how it will work is det, one second. Here you can give what is for the number field, what is the first thing you want, like first number to be coming. Okay, and how many number of digits you want. Okay, and here do you want to create a user control like that? That means here create access control means it will be creating all the ACLs, okay, automatically. And here it is automatically creating the role as well for this particular table. So do you want this or not? Okay, that you can select here. So as of now, I don't want any role to be created and any access controls to be created. So I can uncheck it. Okay. So after saving the form, we will check what are the observations we need to do in order to know like what it will create. Okay. So I didn't create any fields till now, but automatically few fields which came. Okay, the default fields, which 6 fields will be coming. Those are created on SysID updates, updated by updated. So I'll tell you what is the importance of these particular fields now. So whenever anyone's create any record, for example, incident is there, we should know like who created that particular record, so that it will be easier for us in order to track or check. Okay, and we want when it is created. So in order to track that, the created field will be using, and the SysID field is there, right? So SysID field is for like every record will have a unique SysID. That means in ServiceNow we track all the records using SysID only. So that is like a unique value which will be assigned to that particular table, by which we can like glide or check or do something. That is the SysID. So this using like for each, whenever you create any new record, a unique SysID will be assigned to any of the record which you created. Okay, so which will be randomly created. There won't be any order in it. Okay, and there is a field called updates. So how many times a record has been updated? In order to track that, there is a field called updates. Okay, and the updated by. So updated by will track who updated that particular record the last. So the last updated by will be storing in updated by. And there is one more field called updated. Okay, which is date and time field. So which will be having the time at which it last updated. Okay, that is the updated field. So whenever we are creating the table, we have selected auto numbering, like this prefix and all. Auto number we have selected. So if we check that, then only this number field will get created. Okay, if you uncheck that, this number field won't be getting created. Okay, as you can see the mark here, only you are able to see the mark for number, and you are not able to see the mark for other fields. Why? Because these are out of the box fields for every table. Okay, for every table you will be having these fields and you can't delete it. Okay, so let's see let's try to create any record and check. As of now we don't have any fields except number field. So I know what I did. I have, as I don't have any menu or and nothing, so I have just copied this name u underscore demo underscore table. Okay, and if I type u underscore demo underscore table dot capital LIST, so I got empty, like there is nothing, only number field is there, and I can get other fields as well. Created, updated, all these. Okay. Let me create one record. So I got DET 00 and 1001. Why I got is 1000 is the starting number. So from 1000 onwards, I should create, and there should be 7 digits. Okay, if you see here, it should start with DET, and number which it should start, the initial is 1000, and total number of digits is 7. So there are 7 digits and it's starting from 1001. And as we don't have any other fields, only number fields, it got created like this. Okay. Once I submitted record, and if I try to open it, so there will be one thing, like if you click on menu, you can see few options to copy the SysID and to show the XML. So all all the records in the all the records are in the service now. It will be storing in the XML format only. The data which it stores, it is in the XML format. So if I click on XML, show XML, I can see what are all the fields, what it's holding. So is created by admin is my user ID. So it's stored admin and the created on. So when it is created, okay, and the SysID. So SysID, it will automatically create some unique SysID. Okay, and even in the URL, ServiceNow identifies or tracks or opens any record using SysID. That's why if I open, it's it's getting that particular form using SysID only. Okay, underscore SysID equals to that particular SysID. Okay, and this you can see this sysmod count, right? So this sysmod count means modification count. So how many times this particular record has been modified. So we have just created record. So there are 0 modifications, which is updated, like updated count. And it's updated by last updated by admin itself. Here created and updated or updated on the same. Why? Because I have just created it. Okay. And u underscore number. So which is the number field. Okay. For example, let me do some modifications here. For example, it is 1001, right? Let me change it to 1004 or 1003 and save it. And let's check what are all the changes it will be. Okay. So here created on, it will be as it is, it will be, and modification count. I modified this particular record one time. So I got this as 1. Okay. And updated by me itself. So I got admin, and updated on is updated on. So updated on time we got. Okay. So whatever the number I have entered, that I have got. Okay. Generally, this particular number field will be read only. We shouldn't change and we can't change, but I have just modified it in order to show what are all the system fields will be updated whenever you try to update something. Okay. So let's go and create few fields. So we have these fields here, and you can open this particular table and create a new field. So after clicking new, you can see some fields you have to enter. The main fields is type and the column name. So if you search in the type, here you are seeing some type of fields, which is audio. Do you want to store any audio, or you want to have some true or false like boolean value, or you want to have date time, or a choice, or a color, or conditions, those. So generally we will be having string file. Okay. So there is a string and full UTF-8. If you search for string, okay, in the type. So the normal string is to store the normal characters A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, like that, normal characters. But in string full UTF-8 is if you want some emojis or some encoded characters to be stored and displayed, then you have to use full UTF-8. Okay. Based on your need, you can use a string or string full UTF-8. Okay. So as of now, I'll just say string. So once after selecting this type, I got based on the type, I got the label, name and length. So label is so what to be displayed, like what field name you want here, you can enter. Like for example, we want short description, right? And so if you see the naming for any of the field, first field name will be like starts with capital and the second word will be with the small letter only. You should also follow the same same methodology. Okay. So whenever you are giving the name of any field, it should start with capital letter. Okay. And the second letter should be like second word letter, first letter should be small letters only. Okay. So short description. Okay. So whenever I gave label, the name will be automatically coming. Okay. So you can change the name. You can see DESC. For example, I want only short underscore DESC. I don't want DU. Okay. But it won't take it. It will even if you give something short underscore DESC or anything, it will automatically add U underscore. Why? Because in order to show it's a user created field. Okay. So here you can give length. Okay. So you can give the length. So it can be 200 or a 400 or 8,000 or anything. So based on this particular length of the field, this particular like for example, you can see here, right? So hint is like here I'll show you. So here you can see the short description and the description. You can see both are most probably it will also be a string fields only. Okay, but let me just go back. Okay, so this is also a string field and this is also a string field. Why it is in one line and why this is in multiple lines? Okay, why? Because based on the length which we have given maximum length, it will be showing us like that. So if you right click and click on configure dictionary, we can see how much length they have given and how they have created this particular field. So I have redirect to task table. Even I clicked from incident table. The table is task and the column name is short description. Why? Because this particular field is coming from task table. Okay. So if the length is less than 255, it will be coming in one line. And if it is like 400 or 4,000 or 8,000, based on the length which we have given, it will like increase its, uh, you can say height of this particular any field. Okay. So as of now, we want only like few characters, like around 240 characters, let's say. And here you have some other fields like function field, read only, mandatory, and display. Okay, display I'll tell you later. The function field also. So here you can directly select is it read only or a mandatory or a display. Okay, so read only, if you check what it will happen is you can't edit that particular field value, and mandatory means, so if it is mandatory, you can't submit the record until and unless you fill any value in it. Okay. So that is the difference between read only and mandatory. Read only means the field will be looking like here you can see the number field, which I can't edit. Why? Because if you right click on it and go to configure dictionary, So we can control it is mandatory or not, or read only or not, from here as well, and from any other place as well. Here they have not checked read only, but still it is read only. Why? Because they have used UI policies. The same way we can also use it if you want. Why? Because it's not a best practice to use this read only and mandatory. Why? Because it will be bit difficult to track, like debug. So it is not a good practice to make anything read only and mandatory, but still people do it. Okay, and you can, if you want any choices in that this particular field, then you can, if you want to make this particular string field into a choice field, you can give some choices. So if you click on choice, you can see drop down without none and drop down with none and suggestion. Drop down without none means directly the choices will be coming. Drop down with none means the first choice will be none, and after that it will be the choices which you give. And a suggestion means if you give suggestion, it will be a string field only, but if you type it, it will be giving the suggestions. Like here it's a suggestion field. If you see in the incident, short description is a suggestion field. I'll show you. So if you right click and configure dictionary, so it is a string field and choice is suggestion. So all these suggestions will be stored in this particular choices. Okay, issue with web page, issue with email. Like whenever you are trying to create any incident, for example, incident. So create new. I have clicked on incident and create new. So whenever you are typing anything like issue with, so you will be seeing automatically few of the suggestions below. So those suggestions are filled in choices. Okay, so that's a suggestion field. Okay, if you want to select from suggestions, then you can click on that icon and select request for help, request a new service, request a new upgrade. So all these you can select from the choices. Okay, so all these choices are here, and other things like drop down with none and without none, I'll that show you. Okay, so here you can see as a subcategory as none by default, and in category inquiry you can see, and none also you can see. So if none is not there, we will be seeing antivirus, email, and internal application in the choices. As it's with none, we are seeing this none as well. Okay. So in the state field, it's without none. In other fields, it's with none. Okay. So I won't create any choices as of now. Let it be simple string field. Okay. So let me change it to none. And here you can give the default value. So whenever anyone tries to create any new record, this particular value will be populated by default, and if they want to change something, they can change. Okay, I'm clicking on submit. So let's open this particular table. So in demo tables, I have created new string field, which is short description. Okay, so which came automatically here as a short description. Okay, so you might want the number field to be down and short description to be up, or you might want to have side by side instead of in one line, right? So how you, if you see this particular incident record or anything, the number is at the top and the short description is a single line, and we have other fields like color or category like that, right? So let me create one reference field which is like color, or so then I'll be, so then I'll be showing how we can organize that. Okay, so if I am in the table, if I need to go to the dictionary, what I can do, I can directly configure and go to the table. Click on menu, configure table, so that I'll be directly going to this particular demo table, and from there I can create a new field. Okay. So now I want to create a reference field. So reference field means Servicenow will have a number of tables, right? So if you want to reference that particular field, so for example, in incident form, so if you see the search icons, right? If you see the search icons, that means it's a reference field. Okay. And if you click on this search icon, here you will be opening a pop-up with some records in other table. Here you can see it is CMDB CI service table you are opening. You can select the values from it. Okay, and here you can see assign to, and the search icon. The search icon is coming from user table, which is this user list. Okay, and here assignment group. So this assignment group, if you click on search, you are seeing, you are opening, like you are selecting some values from other table. Okay, all these are reference fields. Okay, so if you, let's create one reference field. Okay, I want to have user who created or who requested this particular record. So the label which I am giving is requested by. Okay, the column name automatically it will come. If you want to change it, you can change it. And how much length. So generally for reference table, reference record, we won't, we, even if you don't give, it will be okay. It will be automatically taking because it's a reference field. And but you have to this star mark you are seeing, right? Why? Because we have some mandatory values which needs to be filled. I want to select here which table you want the reference. Okay, I want user table. Okay, so if you click on search, here you can see all the tables. From here, which table you want, you can select that. Okay, so user, there are so many user tables, but I want sys underscore user with the name, so I am selecting this. Okay, and I'm submitting it for now. Let me open this. Is everyone getting, or are there any doubts? So I even got requested by. Okay, so from here I can select who requested, or requested by will have who, like who requested that. So we have to like it should automatically come. So in order to automatically come, what we should do, all those uh, we can check later. So for now, I want to organize this. Means I want number and requested by in one row and short description in another row. Okay, so how we can change that? Let's see. So if you click on this menu icon and configure, you can see the form design, right? So if you click on form design, so here you will be getting some interactive view from which you can organize. Okay, it's taking some time to load. Wait. So here you can see what are the fields you have and what are the fields you want to include. Okay, for example, I might want when it's created, so I can drag that here. For example, created is there, right? I am dragging here, and I want make it to column. I want number here and requested by here. If I click on plus icon, I got one more section. Okay, and I want to make it one column. Okay, and here we can drag it. Okay, so we can give the section name, but if you don't give the section name, it will come without spaces. Like what is mean by without spaces means, for example, you can see this incident and all, right? So here we have few fields and short description actually in a different section, but I want to look like it's in one. So what I'm doing, I'm not giving the any name to it. Okay, so I'm just keeping it as it is. Okay, so I'm giving the short description here, number created by, and I want requested by to be below it. Let's save. And let me open this list and check how this is looking now. So I am seeing the new section here. Why? Because I didn't remove the name. Okay, so here there is new section, right? If I remove the name, so the new section is looking like this, but I don't want to look like that, and I'm not giving any name and saving it. And if I refresh this page, here now it's looking good now, right? So I can select few records or something like that. I can say. It's redirecting to other table. Let me open. Okay. Any doubts till now?
No, Sunil.
And if you click on configure, you can see the form layout and form design. Form design is an interactive way, and form layout will be coming in a slash bucket that I'll show you. Here you can see, right? The view name default view. The section name is demo table. And in this, we have the records, number and requested by Kim, and after that split means in a new line. So in new line we have created. After this ending that particular sprint, we have the short description. So it will be bit not easy to understand initially. That's why it's better to use form designs. Okay. Even we can like whenever we want to just change the positions, we can do from there, but we can do it anyway from the form design. Okay. So we'll explore more tomorrow, like what are all the other types of fields we have, all those, and once that is done, we can move on to different topics. Okay.